solve the triangle. Now, that's what we're going to be doing a lot of in this course. And when it says solve the triangle, remember that a triangle has 6 parts. It's got 3 sides, 3 angles. Okay? So anytime you are not given a picture, I would draw a picture, but in this case we are given a picture, but I would go ahead and label it. So let's talk about how we're going to label our triangles. Alright, if I'm labeling a triangle, and I'm just going to use a right triangle because we haven't talked about any other kind of triangles yet, but the side across from my right angle, that's going to be my C, and it doesn't matter what you label the other sides, the other legs of the triangle. You always use, by convention, you use lowercase letters for your sides, labeling your sides, and then for your angles, you're going to use uppercase letters, and your angles are always directly across from your corresponding side. So if this is side A, the angle across from that is going to be my angle A. This is going to be C, and this is going to be angle B. Alright, so I'm going to use capital letters for my angles and then lowercase letters for my sides, and like I said, whatever your angle is, that side corresponds across from that angle. Alright, so let's just label this triangle to make it easier. So I'm making sure that I get all 3 angles and all 3 sides solved for. So I'm going to say this is C, this is angle C, and I'm going to call this A, I'm going to call this side A, and I'll call that B, and that's going to be side B. Alright, so if I'm solving a triangle, when I'm finished, I better have angle A, angle B, angle C. I better know what all 3 of those angles are. I also better know what all 3 sides are. Okay, so there we go. Now, what information have they given me in this particular problem? Well, I know that angle A is 75 degrees. I know that angle C is 90 degrees. And anytime I'm given 2 angles, it's real easy, in a triangle, it's real easy to find that third angle, because what's going to happen, I know that 3 angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if I'm looking for that third side, I'm just going to add those 2 and subtract it from 180, or take 180 and subtract 90 and then subtract 15. So what is my angle B going to end up being? It's going to be 15 degrees, because I know 180 minus 90 minus 75 equals 15. Alright, so there's my third angle. Alright, now I'm going to use this information to find what 2 sides of, I've got side A, so I've got to find my other 2 sides. I've got to find C and I've got to find B. So I'm going to use this point angle. I keep calling it a point of reference, but I just mean it's my reference. Alright, so if I'm using 75 degrees, I know that's going to be my opposite, and I either need to find my hypotenuse or I need to find my adjacent, so it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and find the hypotenuse. So opposite hypotenuse means I need to use sine. So the sine of 75 degrees is going to equal the opposite, which is 100, over my hypotenuse, which is unknown for right now. Okay? Now, let's figure this out. Cross multiply. So I've got C times the sine of 75 degrees equals 100, which means if I divide both sides by the sine of 75 degrees and solve that for C, that's going to give me what that third side is. And let me just plug this in the calculator to make sure, so y'all can check your answers. Alright, so I'm getting 103.53, or approximately. I should have written approximately there. Alright, which kind of makes sense. Alright, you know your hypotenuse, your side across from your hypotenuse is going to be your biggest side, because that's across from your biggest angle. And that's 100. So that seems reasonable. That would be about 103.53. Now we've only got one more side to figure out, and that's B. And you have two choices there. You can set up another trig ratio and work it out just like we did here. Or